Welcome back to another video. I wanted to do a quick update video on Wingbits. There's a big announcement today. As many of y'all know who are in Wingbits, we are getting ready for mainnet. Now, no inside scoop here. We don't know if mainnet's going to be tomorrow, mainnet's going to be next week, or a month from now. The only hints we've kind of gotten from the team is, they want to do it when it's the opportune time for the market, and the way the market's been looking with tariffs and everything else that's going on, as you can see clearly see behind me, the market's not doing the best right now, but I can understand from where they're coming from. While we are eager to see this TGE event and the mainnet event and CEXs and stuff, we also want to give Wingbits and their token the best opportunity to survive, both the project and the reward. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about the big announcement today, also about setting up wallets and an extra step now that you have to do that. And of course, I'm going to show y'all how to do it, because that's what this channel is about. So let's go ahead and get started on this. So first of all, for those who may be new here, I'm the Grumpy Dad, and I'm a big supporter of the Wingbits project. The team is very good behind it. If you go into Discord, it's a very well-behaved Discord. They run a very tight ship, and I like that. Especially as you get in this older age like this, you kind of tend to, appreciate those things, and you know that the project is serious when they don't allow some shenanigans like we see in some other Discords. So I will say that. Before we go any further, the usual spiel, please make sure you hit that like button. Take half a second for me right now and just hit that thumbs up button, because that helps out. Not only does it help out the channel, this video, of course, but it helps out Wingbits, because the way the YouTube algorithm works, when anybody wants to look up, ADSB stuff or Wingbits, Solana projects, algorithm helps pushes that out, because I have that stuff tagged in the description. So that helps them out probably more than it helps me out, but it does help me out. I'm not gonna say a lot of y'all. So anybody who's new here, one thing I will say, because I try to say this in almost every video without making it too long, but if you are new to Wingbits, looking at Wingbits, we don't, or they don't, I'm not part of the team, I'm not sponsored by the team or anything like that. Make sure I have that part clear. But one thing, they do not allow DIY devices. A lot of us who have been here for 2 years now, like me, I have 14 DIY devices myself. About 5 or 6 I split with friends, and another 4 or 5 I split with family and stuff like that. So we all have DIY devices. A lot of came from Helium and stuff like that. I'm not here to give you all the big full history. Now they only do high fix devices, which are going to be your professionally made devices. So that's going to be your Wingbits WB200 ADS or your MGW310. And they both pretty similar, except this one will also do GeoNet, which is another very positive project I'm in. And of course, you know that I do have a code that if you really want to use it, you can use this code right here. From what I understand, high fix ships worldwide. We've seen, one exchange, one store kind of go under, and people had to go and get chargebacks and stuff. High fix is actually who is making these devices. You can buy directly from them. You saw the prices on the other screen. They're not cheap. I'm not going to say they act like they are cheap, but at least this code right here will give you 10% off. So on a $495 device, that's American, you get $49.50 off. It does help you out. And of course, it helps the channel out. It helps me out. And, I got kids to feed. So it helps out. So that's the GeoNet device. But again, I'm not here to really talk about, but what I want to get at is anybody who's coming in new, you don't have to be a member here. You can strictly go to this map right here, this little map icon, and click on this map. When you bring up this map, it's gonna bring up all these little dots you see. And basically what you look for is you look for some open area. While Wingbits, of course, would like to welcome everybody, just the way the rewards are set up, if you live in an area like this, there's no reason to go try to stick a device here. If you live in an area like this that's wide open, it would be a great idea, because hexes give rewards. I think it's like 24 or 25 wings per hex of coverage. And If you're by yourself covering these hexes, you're getting all those wings by yourself. If you're in one like this, you're splitting all those rewards with all these people. You might be getting 1 or 2 wings per hex versus 24 per hex. Most stations can cover 15 or 20 hexes. Do the math. So that's all I'm going to say about that. What I do want to do is I want to log in and show you what this new wallet feature is. And let's look real quick, just take couple seconds. Let's look at the announcement and go over that from Axie and Wingbits. All right, one thing I want to say before we go any further is not just Wingbits, but I was watching earlier in another Discord. There are so many of these loser scammers going on right now, trying to get people to open up support tickets in their own private Discord that you don't realize it's your private Discord. If you go into Wingbits or any other, I actually did a video the other night showing how easy it is. Just by going in the Discord, I asked a question like, hey, I'm having a problem with my wallet. Can anybody help me? And showed like in 17 seconds, I had 2 or 3 different scammers trying to contact me about joining their help ticket, and we're part of the team and stuff. So you see this down here that if you have a question for Wingbits or any issues that you're having when we go over this, open up a support ticket. Do not try to ask for questions. Do not respond to DMs offering to help. Do not ever share your 12 words with anybody. Nobody's going to ask you for your 12 words and anything. We've been through this before, but yeah, it's still happening to some people. If you open up a ticket, which you think was the ticket, if you're not opening up a ticket in this side column of Wingbits, you're not opening an official ticket. All right, that's enough on that. So, Wingbits, if you saw your dashboard before, you had an area that was coming soon in the top left, and now they basically are saying it is now a token claiming feature that they have enabled. They wanted to make it to where you claimed when you wanted to claim. There was this big kind of, I don't say argument, but discussion earlier today that I even chimed in a little bit on taxes and how different countries handle taxes and stuff like that. Some people want to say that even if you leave this stuff on the Wingbits dashboard, your miners are making that and you're supposed to be claiming that on taxes. Listen, I'm not going to get here and get in a discussion with you on taxes because I know what I'm going to tell you is wrong, and I know it's wrong. But how I do it and how y'all want to do it, that's on y'all, between you, your CPA, your wife, and Jesus. And the IRS, at least for America. I kind of look at it more of when I'm bringing it to my wallet, what's it worth, and then if I end up selling it, or if I trade it for another token and it's a huge loss, that's all tax type events. If I move it into my checking account, if I'm selling, I have these helium miners going every day. And if I need a little bit of cheddar, a little bit of change, because my daughter needs it for softball, for a new bat or a new glove. Gloves are $300 something. Bats are $300, $400. Crypto has to help me out. And I moved that into my checking account through Coinbase or something. I'm claiming that on taxes. They're going to know about it. But that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get any more detail on that, but that is one reason why. The reason I explain all that is because that's one reason why, and they say that in here about taxes and pulling it over when you want to pull it. You have to go and add your owner wallet first. We're going to go through this in a second. I'm going to discuss it in a second and show you about it. But one thing people are getting confused is that, if they have a station and you have a host and you're paying your host 35%. You have to go and put your host wallet in first. Now, some people have already did the 2FA on their accounts. I never did. Again, I'm not going to tell you what my advice is or what my thoughts are on it because you don't have a choice at this point. You could bypass it before. Hey, I have complex passwords. If I don't give up my password and I'm not giving up my 12 words, it's going to be very hard for somebody to get and make changes into my account. I don't have the easy little password like password or, somebody's name or god or whatever it is. If you know, I grew up watching hackers, so that kind of gave me a hint of what I can and can't have as passwords. So let's go back to, y'all can go read this whenever y'all want. Majority of y'all watching this are going to be in the project already, so y'all can go read this whenever you want. But let's go and let's look at what the Wingbits website looks like when you go into your dashboard. So of course you're going to go into your, log in, and you're going to go log in. So I'm logging into my sister's account because I haven't did a wallet for her yet. I already did mine to figure it out, and now I'm going to show y'all how to do it. But this is what the new dashboard looks like for those who haven't seen it. And for right now, I think my ham radio tower took a lightning strike. I haven't even did a video discussing that and haven't had a chance to pull it all apart yet. We had some bad storms here for 2 or 3 days, and everything on my tower is down right now. I don't know if it's a power issue or the lightning fried it, but I can show you all the grounding in the world you want to do. No matter, lightning is going to win. But anyway, you do see that up here it says rewards are subject to change as tech tokenomics are finalized. So, just in case they happen to be changing this again, you can see that. But you see also on here where it says that she still has to connect her wallet. So we're going to go to connect your wallet. The first thing it's going to do is pop up and actually, say, so this is going to pop up, no wallet. What you're going to do is you're going to go and hit add wallet. When you click on add wallet, you're going to have a 2FA pop up. And y'all going to have to bear with me because I have to block this enough that somebody can't try to create a 2-factor authorization for her account and take it over. So the whole thing is supposed to avoid. So you're going to have either where you can use, I use the Google authentication app on my phone. And on the top right, it has a thing where you can hit the button to scan QR codes. And all it did is I held up my phone to this, and that QR code automatically went to the Google authentication, gave me a 6-digit code. I typed it in here and press verify. Now, some people have said that whatever authentication thing that they use, some people mentioned some different names. I'm not familiar with them, but you can copy and paste this code here into that authentication, or sit here and just type this whole thing into your authentication, and it will pop up the authentication. So as y'all can see right here, when I press plus, it says I can either enter a setup key or a QR code. And that will, when you put the QR code in and scan the QR code, it will show up. Or you can set up key as that long, 24 or whatever it is, character, phrase, whatever that is that you can put in. And then once I got her authentication 6-digit code, put it in, now it's asking for the first address. Listen, I know some of that might be very rudimentary, y'all, but y'all have to understand, as the Grumpy Dad, this is geared for more of my older people who are older than me, and some of them might not be used to that. So I'm sorry if that's a little rudimentary to some of y'all, but that's what I'm here to help. I'm here to help those people out. So you have to remember your first wallet. This account has two accounts. I mean, 2 stations on it. But when I'm done with this one, I'm going to go and show y'all what it looks like to add hosts and stuff like that. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type a wallet name in here. And what's weird is that it will not let me put a space right here. So I can't go put wallet space name. But if I wanted to, I can copy from somewhere else, say wallet name with a space, and paste it, and it will work. That's a bug. I talked to Max earlier about it. He's supposed to be working on that. So now what you can do is, after you put your name in there, wallet 1 or something like that, and then you can then come in here and put in your address. Like I'm using Phantom. So I'm going to go to Phantom, copy my Solana address, come in here and paste it, and then press save. Again, I know this is rudimentary. Some of y'all have did this already. We had to do this during DevNet, and we're just bringing this back. All right, so we're going to look at one of my stations right here that does have a host, and I'm going to add a host wallet to it. So we're going to go to my Texas station, and I want to add a host to that. So I'm going to go up here to wallets, and I'm going to add a host wallet. I got to do my 2FA again. So I put my 2FA in. Now, again, this is my hostess percentage. The person who is hosting the station for me in Texas, y'all aware of that? You know, we've covered it many, many times, because that's why I'm the godfather of the Gulf, because of my coverage across the Gulf of Mexico. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, his name in here. He sent me his address. I added, he texted it to me to make sure I do it right. I'm going to actually paste it into my Google Drive on my phone, grab it from Google Drive, put it in here. And then I have to pick which station this is going to pertain to. This is pertaining to my Corpus Christi host, Corpus Christi, Texas. And then what percentage I'm giving him. And I can tell you it's not 10%. I can tell you it's not 100% either. So, I'm putting my percentage down that we have worked out. And then I'm going to put his, again, all this, and I'm going to press save. So I'm going to go do that right now. And here you go. So now I have 2 wallets completely listed. Now, as I do this for other hosts, I will start seeing more wallets pop up. But if I hover over this, it's going to tell me, of course, all 14 stations that are mine, I'm the owner. Host is only for one station. It's Corpus Christi. So as I put one for my host in Idaho, it's going to say, Idaho, and whatever percentage that is, Florida, whatever percentage that is. So that is how you add host stations. Again, with your map, you can kind of see total coverage. It seems like, I don't know if the wind's just blowing really hard out the east or something like that, but I seem to be starting to lose coverage here. But also what happened was my geosigner has not been signed up yet. The geosigner for Florida is sitting right Florida, because my host is still not back in town yet. He does an Airbnb where this is. He leaves and lets the snowbirds from up north rent his house out. For those who don't know, snowbirds are the older people normally who don't want to be up in Wisconsin when it's freezing cold in the wintertime. So they come and stay for a couple of months in Florida. And then, kind of like a bird does when a bird flies south. That's why they call them snowbirds. And then as it gets warmer up north, they tend to go back up north. So he's not supposed to be back for maybe another week or so. I got to touch base with him. But as y'all can see, people wanted to know what happens if you don't hook up your geosigner. Here's a perfect example. My station's still there. It's still claimed. I'm just not receiving rewards. It's still online. But it's not receiving awards. So, you can see that in right here. It's the area that it's in. It's still green online, but for that, I wanted to answer those questions, for those people who want to know what's going to happen to my station if it's not online. And this is what happened. So I've lost this coverage, but normally though, between my Grand Isle station and my friend's 400-foot tower, I'm still hitting this. So I'm still losing some coverage. I have hit there, but I'm doing a little experiment right now for another video, and I'm hurting myself. I have a video coming out soon that I'm working on with the AirSpy Mini. And I have a video that I know the Wingbits people aren't going to like because it's competition, but y'all asked for it. And there are some people who, while they also want to be part of Wingbits, for one reason or another, whether it's because it's on company property, public property, whatever like that, they also have to run another flight provider that's free to the public, that has a free API to kind of keep any kind of heat off of them. From what they explained to me, their boss says, I'll let you put one up here for you, but you have to have something that also the public can do also. Says no conflict of interest. And so I'm working on a video. What happens if you put 2 different devices sharing the same antenna for 1090? And as you can kind of just hook the hint, it hurts. So I don't know what's going on. Let me see. So I've lost some coverage. I can look at this and tell you I lost some coverage. You can also see, as again, I'm giving hints away for my next video, but you can see what day I set that up. So this experiment's not going to last long because, I went from 300, 305. I lost 50 wings. Yeah, this experiment's about over with. But again, now I'm giving away what my next video is going to be. So I'm an idiot. But anyway, so hopefully that kind of explained everything to do with wallets and Wingbits. And again, I'm hyped up for this. Somebody wanted to know if this was like a mainnet type thing, because I always say that I'm so excited for whenever this goes to mainnet. I want to have a party, pizza party with dancing girls and party hats and drinks and stuff like that. And I'm sure my wife's not going to agree with all that, but somebody wanted to know if I'm doing a pre-mainnet party for like this, and got too much stuff going on. Too busy watching crypto crash again. As if you can see behind me, as the video goes on, it is still, oh man, it's blood in the streets, man. We worse right now. We're at 75,000. What's worse than it was on Sunday. I guess I shouldn't have DCA'd in early at work today. But hey, we off topic. Got to stay on topic. Wingbits. Got it. That's it for today. Hopefully y'all got something out this video. Wallets, get your wallet back at it. Get everything ready. If you want a new Wingbit station, I'm telling you, people are still using my code. They're still getting Wingbits. They're still getting in GeoNet. They're still buying Wingbits, GeoNet's combined devices. If you have a GeoNet device and you need the triple card because the double card's about to go out and you have to upgrade to a triple card, check out my code right here. Go to hivefix.ai and you can get that and use this code. I'm going to put my little disclaimer up just so somebody doesn't cry, because somebody will cry in one of the Discords that I didn't say, the usual. This is not financial advice. We don't know the future of any of these projects. Don't know what's going to show up tomorrow, what's going to happen tomorrow. We could be rich, or the way Bitcoin's going, we all could be working at McDonald's for a third job. Who knows? So I'm very excited for Wingbits. We'll see what happens. Please make sure you hit like on this video. Share it with your friends. Don't forget tomorrow, Thursday night, 7 p.m. live. We can talk about sharing resumes to go work at McDonald's since crypto's crashing so bad. Thursday nights, I do my live videos here on the YouTube, 7 p.m. Central Time, and it's a good time because we don't really talk about anything particular. The chat brings up what we're going to talk about, and we just chit chat for hours. And every time I say it, like right now, hey, I got to go, they just bring up another subject, and we just keep going. So thank y'all for watching, and see y'all on the next video.